Welcome all. Today we are going to see about proteins. Proteins are nitrogenous substances found in the cells of living beings. They are macromolecules composed of many amino acids. They contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and phosphorus. They have high molecular weight. Composition of protein. Protein contain carbon 50%, hydrogen 7%, oxygen 23%, nitrogen 16%, phosphorus 3%. Functions of proteins. Protein perform a great variety of specialized and essential functions in the living cells. These functions may be broadly grouped as static, that is structural, and dynamic. Let's see about the structural functions of protein. The structural function of protein, it is primarily responsible for structure and strength of body. These include collagen and elastin found in bone matrix, vascular system, and keratin present in epidermal tissues. Dynamic function of protein. Protein perform dynamic functions are appropriately regarded as the working horses of cells. The dynamic function of protein are more diversified in nature. This include protein acting as enzymes, hormones, blood clotting factors, immunoglobulins, membrane receptors, storage protein, beside their function in genetic control, muscle contraction, and respiration. Sources of proteins. Plant sources, pulses, nuts, cereal, soya bean. Animal sources, milk, egg, meat, fish, liver. Let's see about the classification of proteins based on shape and biological functions. So classification of protein based on shape. So based on shape, proteins, they are classified as fibrous protein and globular proteins. So let's see about fibrous protein. When the axial ratio length is to width of a protein is more than 10, it is called as fibrous protein. They are unbranched and appear as long ribbon or fibrous in shape. They are highly resistant to digestion by proteolytic enzymes, insoluble in water, acids and bases. Example for fibrous proteins includes keratin of hair, collagen of tendons, fibrion of silk, elastin of connective tissues. Globular proteins. When the axial ratio length is to width of a protein molecule is less than 10, it is known as globular protein. Globular protein are spherical or ovoid in shape. They are soluble in water, acid and bases. They are highly branched structures. Example for globular protein includes enzymes, antibodies, blood transport proteins such as hemoglobin, myoglobin. Classification of proteins based on biological functions. So based on biological functions, proteins are classified as, the first one is enzymatic proteins. All enzymes are protein except ribosome. Enzymes act as biological catalyst, catalyzing variety of biological reactions. Example for enzymatic protein includes urease, amylase, catalase. One is structural protein. Some protein function as biological structural material. They are needed for strengthening and protecting biological structures. Example for structural protein include collagen in connective tissues and keratin in hair. The third one is transport or carrier proteins. These proteins are involved in the transport of many essential biological factors to various parts of the organism. Example for transport or carrier proteins: ceruloplasmin transport copper in the blood, hemoglobin acts as oxygen carrier. Fourth one is the defense protein. Many protein defend against other organisms. Example, antibodies neutralizes the invading bacteria, viruses and other foreign substances. The next example is fibrinogen and thrombin prevents blood loss during injury. The fifth is regulatory protein. These proteins regulate cellular or physiological activity. Example for regulatory protein include hormones such as insulin, regulates sugar metabolism, and growth hormone is required for growth. The sixth one is nutrient or storage protein. Milk protein casein stores amino acid, ferritin stores iron, ovalbumin is the major protein of egg white. These proteins provide nutrients to the growing embryo. The seventh one is toxic protein. Some protein acts as toxic substances. Example, snake venom, toxic plant protein like ricin. The last one is contractile protein. Some protein function in the contractile system. Example, actin, myosin, and tubulin.